We've seen the Thunderbolts. This is going to be a spoiler-free discussion, by the way. Moderators can feel free to give the link to the StreamYard so people can come in and they can give their thoughts and their opinions on what they think about Thunderbolts. The question that I have is, we're going to talk about the movie. I thought the movie was really good. I thought it was really good, and it wasn't great, but the movie's really good, and it surprised me. And the film, for 2/3 of the movie, was fantastic. The last third of the film was a huge letdown, and it messed it up. Messed up a good thing. But it still shows, it sheds positive light on the MCU. The fact that you could make me care about a team of Thunderbolt misfits that didn't matter to me before, and I want to see more of them after, is a W. Regardless of how I feel about Sentry, or regardless of how I feel about the third act, they succeeded with this movie. I'm going to call this movie a success, because if we look in the past from 2025 to 2020, those last 5 years didn't look so good for the MCU, I got to say. Even though there was a couple of hits in there, but the misses were very low. They hit like record level bottoms of low. There was a point in that 5-year span where we got a Quantumania, the Marvels, and a Thor Ragnarok trash with Wakanda Forever back to back to back. It wasn't good being an MCU fan. And most MCU fans were in denial during this period. Sometimes I say I'm ahead of the curve, and I think that I am. I think that I am. I have a mutant ability, and that mutant ability allows me to see bullshit for what it is and speak on it. That's what I believe. I'm a mutant, bro. First ever one. Tight. And I've seen all the, I'm like, MCU's lost its way. Kevin Feige got a pinky on the wheel. He ain't got two hands. He ain't got one. He got a pinky on the wheel chilling. He don't give a shit. And now we got the Russo brothers. And instantly when the Russo deal goes, we're starting to see movements being made. We're starting to see shifts in the MCU already. Bigger shifts in the MCU that we have seen from Kevin Feige in the last 5 years. One of those minor shifts is something that I want to share with you guys. Here it is here. Discussing Film said that Jeremy Renner has turned down doing Hawkeye Season 2 after he was only offered half of his salary from Season 1. Here's a quote. He's like, I'm sorry? Why? Did you think I'm only going to be half the Jeremy because I got ran over? He says that because, I don't know if you guys remember, about 2 years ago, he was injured in a terrible snowmobiling accident where the snow plower ran over his legs and crushed his leg. Haven't seen him, don't know what he looks like now, but I don't think that has anything to do with why they offered you half. I think that was him making it personal. It has everything to do with the Russo brothers are calling shots now. The Russo brothers are giving deals now. Feige's in the background. Russo brothers are leading up front. And the Russo brothers understands that your product is garbage. I said it pretty clearly on Twitter. I said, you got offered half because your show is terrible. Good job, Russos. And here's examples of damage control from certain MCU fans who are dealing with no, the MCU is still great. No, it's all right. We're going to fanboy and reject everything Jody says. For example, we got a couple of replies. Bad shows shouldn't mean actors' pay should decrease because of it. I said, yes, it does. Less views equals less money earned equals less money offered. 5-star came with his bullshit. We're going to skip that. I never understate. I enjoyed the herd. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Tracksuit Mafia, top tier villains. This is what we're talking about. Tracksuit Mafia. People like that. You got to understand, some fans are just trash. They don't know how to make a movie. You shouldn't even ask their opinions on movies because they'll just love everything. We call them fanboys. Fanboys are, you don't need to appease them. You already got them in the pocket. There are those MCU fans out there like me, like E-Man, like some of you guys watching us now, who realize that MCU does hit. We like the MCU, but sometimes they get the ball wrong and we call them out on it because at the end of the day, we only want them to be better. That's what we want. And him getting offered half of the money means that the Russo brothers understand that Hawkeye sucked. And it's because of Hawkeye that Kingpin sucks. And that same Kingpin that got clapped by the same chick that's in Sinners taking Black Cock they put in Daredevil Born Again and said, hey, look, watch this. It's Kingpin again. He's awesome, remember? No, I remember him getting beat by a bow and arrow chick in Hawkeye. So this show is the reason why Daredevil Born Again is not taken seriously by me. And it shouldn't be taken seriously by you if you understand the MCU lore. And if you've seen Hawkeye, there's no way in hell you should have any shred of evidence, any shred of confidence or like for Kingpin.
Maybe Jeremy Renner saw how everything was going as well too. Even though like he did the show, he saw what they were trying to do. He saw they were trying to replace him with Kate. You know what I'm saying? They made her Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Why else would they do that? He's been Hawkeye for the longest with the MCU, bro, and then they did it like that. So I can understand for him to say like, nah, because the number one thing, the goal is to make money. It didn't make money. It didn't make a lot of money on Disney Plus, nor did it get a lot of views. So of course he would probably say, hell no, I'm not about to do this shit. I don't want to play this part. And if I am gonna do this, I need more bread. I'm not just an MCU actor. I'm a movie star. I could do more than just this shit.
Yeah.
And he does deserve that. But this
Who deserves that?
Jeremy Renner.
No, we don't.
But Hawkeye is a bad IP. It's a bad.
So there it is. That's it.
Thing,
you don't deserve it. You were in a Disney Plus series. Being in a Disney Plus series lowers your stock. That's why I think that Sentry belongs in Disney Plus. Yeah, that's the stance that I take. It's not that guys, you gotta understand. I'm not hating on Sentry. I just don't like him. And in the spoiler review that we will cut, I will give you all of the reasons why I don't like him. And those of you who have seen Thunderbolts, do not spoil in the comment section, please. You will be sniped. Those of you who have seen Thunderbolts should understand why Jody doesn't like him. And if you understand how film works and villains and what they're made up of, and you know what can they do with him, there's very little. His lifespan is short, or it could be great. But one thing's for sure, I don't think that Sentry should be utilized in the future of the MCU in a big capacity. Now, I do understand that I think he is in Doomsday. And I do think that when the Russo brothers get their hands on Sentry, they're going to make Sentry look amazing. He's going to look cool. But as far as a character, he's washed. You can't do nothing with that type of character in the MCU. We don't need that. The Jean Greys are not good characters in film, especially the Jean Grey. We have seen, 4 iterations of Dark Phoenix?
3. And
anyone that's dealing, overpowered superhero dealing with mental health issues is a recipe for disaster. Cliche boredom, tiredom, messed up stories, climaxes that don't live up to snuff. And Sentry is a walking, talking disaster. You should not put stock on heroes like that. So he's not my cup of tea, but I understand how people like that, because dealing with mental health is a serious thing, especially in 2025, where we got a label for every single type of emotion that you have. Oh, you feel this way? You have this condition. You know what I'm saying? I think that there is a little bit of over-diagnoses going on in the modern day era, but I also think that the diagnoses that have come in the last 20 years, a lot of them have been spot on and needed. So I'm a proponent of mental health, of good mental health, and I think that this film, while it does shine light on loneliness and depression and sadness and darkness and regret, it being PG-13, it being Disney, it being Marvel, it didn't have what it took to get to those elements, to root them out, to make them feel real. So if it was a rated R, they could have took it there and spent time on it. Thunderbolts didn't spend enough time with it. And even if they spent the time, I think, and that's kudos to them, because they realize for this type of movie, for Disney audience, it's not worth that, because you know the mouse has restrictions, and they surface level talked about it. It's very surface level. None of it was really deep, and it was because of that lack of depth why I didn't buy into the third act.
I would say, like, when it comes to Sentry or the character period, I would say like it was bad writing. And the writing is really on that wall, bro. I think that it could have been a lot. The character, they could have did more developing with this character and made it better. However, they went elsewhere with this shit. But it's the writer. It's the bad writing, bro. The bad writing existed with the third act. But the writing was good, bro. Thunderbolts is a
great movie
I disagree.
if Sentry's not in it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
But
A lot of your issues with it are around Sentry
in other things,
and other things.
but you know,
Let me see. Dante says, I don't know, Jody, how you feel about the whole people being depressed, lonely, suicidal, and all that. But even if Thunderbolts was bad, that message in the movie resonates with me because I'm a suicide survivor. Oh, see? This is what I'm talking about. So you consider yourself one as well? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's a real thing. Yes, I don't. I'll tell you, I'll keep it a buck here. People that deal with those type of thoughts, I feel empathy for. I feel bad for them. I want to help them. And I hate that people feel that way. But once they make that decision and they go past that line and they off themselves, freak you. I don't give a shit about you because you're freaking whack. Anybody who decides to take their own life is freaking whack. And if you do that, that's an abomination in my eyes. Don't respect it. I'll do anything. I'll do hell of a high water. I've spent hours on the phone with subscribers to get them away from that. But once you go past that line, I can't F with you no more. I can't F with that. Because some people would say that your life is not yours to take. And it's one of the selfish things you could do. It's one of the easiest things that you can do. It's selfish. Think about your family. Think about your loved ones. I want out. There's always ways to get out of it. Some people don't want to deal with what you even deal with. Therapy. There's people that off themselves, never called the hotline, never called a therapist, never tried to go to get a doctor, never suck out help, and never took a pill. You better exhaust all options.
It's not connected with.
That's fine. You better exhaust all options before you even think about doing some shit like that.
I mean, it's like this, man.
So I feel for people who deal with that.
Yeah.
Shout out to the living. I'm a proponent of life. So shout out to my man who is a success story because he's still here. Yeah. Those who are gone, we don't miss them. I know I don't. That's just as savage as I feel. Damn. That's my stance on it, bro. I have very little respect for people who off themselves.
I understand when people go through because, you know, when you feel like life is not going where you're trying to get it, you start falling to that abyss. And you feel like the people that you think that have your back are really people as you call friends. You find out that that's not really true. And you feel like you're alone. You feel like that you're drowning and you just want to stop. Sometimes you feel like that
there's a lot of people who feel alone and choose to be alone and don't seek help too. I see people, and some people are waiting for someone
stronger than others.
No, yes, that's true. Some people are stronger than some people sulk in it. You gotta want to help yourself. If you don't want to help yourself, what the freak?
It's hard.
I've seen. I understand that it's hard. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard. Life is easy for some. It's hard for most. Yeah. We ain't rich, bro. And the fact that some of us deal in poverty makes life really hard. It does. And I understand. But sometimes those thoughts are from chemical imbalances that need to be fixed. Most people that think that way, I'm not saying all, but most people who even think that way have something wrong with them on a chemical level that can be fixed. Chemical imbalances give those thoughts. Your diet, maybe some exercise, something. There's a lot of ways, but there's definitely a lot of. That's why we have conditions that we diagnose. Bipolar, schizophrenia. There's pills for all of that, bro. You were just rooting for the guy to play Batman who's a schizophrenic or bipolar. The guy that you want to be Batman, the buff guy. Oh, yeah. What's his name?
He's bipolar.
He's bipolar. What's his name? He's buff, got the nice body. Everybody
Jack
wants
Reacher.
him to be Batman.
Jack Reacher. He plays
Jack Reacher. What's the actor's name? Do you guys remember his name?
I can't think of it.
He's very open about dealing with his bipolar syndrome, and he wants to be Batman and all that stuff.
Doing good in his life.
Alan Richman. There's 4 different. Alan Richman. Yeah. So yeah. And he wants to be Batman, and he's thriving at life. Bro, y'all could be like that
He's
even
successful.
better.
He's definitely successful.
He's successful. There's a lot of people who deal with this and everybody can be successful. I get it, but successful can be other things. Living happy, having children, getting a girlfriend, gaming, getting a YouTube channel, skateboarding, whatever the freak your hobby is, bro. Yeah. There's lots of ways. And the themes within this movie, we went deeper in mental health than the movie ever did. We just did it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What we just did in 5 minutes is deeper than the movie did. Yeah. So why are we and the fact that he mentioned that they surface level talked about it. They used a visual manifestation that I thought was horrible. And viewers are taking some stuff from it. And because they're thinking about their own inner real serious problems that they have, right? Which is a good thing to talk about.
They definitely could have did it better.
But they didn't even
I agree
they
with you.
didn't put respect
They
on
definitely
it.
could have did it better as far as mental health to explain more of the story of that. Because and I had a problem with that too, because they didn't really push that issue. However, I felt like we didn't have to go all the way there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this person is going through what they're going through. However, not just yet. Let's wait on this and then bring this up. It was just more of like, it was more of,
without spoiling. Let's not spoil it for him.
It was. I would say it was more like, let's say like Get Out. It was in that stuck stage. You know what I'm saying? It was literally more like that. It's like I'm watching Get Out more out of anything compared to this. And that is somewhat of a problem for me.
Yeah. Think of it this way. The way I feel about people who want to off themselves is the same way I feel about somebody who thinks about touching a girl. Yeah. If somebody confides in someone they love and trust.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Oh, I have these thoughts about little girls.
Yeah.
I have these thoughts about, I'm sick in my, I don't know why I can't get out of my mind. These 12 and 13-year-olds, I'm attracted to them. What would we do? We could give them help. It's only when you act it out, it's F you. What do we do to them? If you think about doing it and you seek help, we empathize. I'm glad you came to me about these thoughts because you don't want to do something illegal. You're talking about it. You know something is wrong. Thank you for coming in. Let's help you. Yeah. But when you do it, throw that nigga in jail. Yeah. That's the same way I feel about it.
Some people
we empathize before the act is done. Once you do the act, can't have with you, bro.
Some people get ostracized though, bro, from telling their.
Yes, I understand. But there's mental health professional places that you could tell that to.
Yeah, 611.
Yes, you could tell that to actual professionals and they'll help you. Yeah. Say that you want to kill somebody. There's people that want to murder. I want to kill. I think about it all the time. And it's like there's things within our society that will help you deal with that, wanting to be a murderer. You want to burn houses down with children in it.
The world.
You're a psychopath on the edge. But we'll still take you in, admit you, talk to you, try to get your health up, help you recuperate, and to make you not that way. Yeah. But if you go and burn the children's hospital down, what do we do with you?
We either lock you up.
We throw you to the motherfucking wolves. That's what we do. Because there's a big difference in thinking something, having the feelings of something, and then acting on it. It's the same thing with suicide.
But there are people who judge you by what you thinking of. Oh, you're sick as fuck for ever having that in your mind.
That's why you have to confide in somebody that you trust. You don't tell a stranger. You confide in someone that you love and trust, who will not just judge you, but then treat you differently for it. That's why these hotlines exist. These are strangers. You're telling them they don't even know who you are. You don't even feel like. That's why some people are comfortable with talking to a stranger than a family member, because sometimes they don't want a family member to know that they think that way,
or being judged, or being judged.
Yes,
being judged.
Yes,
and being judged is hard though. Like when you being judged and telling the person your truth, and they look at you and they lose respect for you or lose hope in you, it's kind of like, well, damn, I thought you was like my friend or family that I could trust, or I can confide in, and I can talk to you about anything because I felt the same way about you. And when they see you like that, you feel like you just got a knife slit in your fucking throat when somebody make you feel that way, because it hurts. You're thinking like, person gonna be, not to say baby you, but I understand. I hear where you're coming from, and I don't know more about this, but I'm willing to help you. We'll find help for you, or you'll help you in a way. And sometimes you don't get that. You don't get that.
Bro, I tried to talk to a girl when I was like 12, 13. I was like the 8th grade. I tried to talk to her because I liked her a lot. Her name was Holly. She was really cute. Nice little thing. She seemed like a really nice girl. I approached her to try to talk to her, try to hang with her, and she turned me down. It's fine. But then I find out she told her friend told a friend that knows me and told me, I said, I heard you try to holler at Holly. I said, yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to talk. Yeah, but she said, you're short, fat, and effed up. That's when my eczema was really scaly. And I used to go to the hospital for having eczema. Like, it would get bad. And my skin is Gucci now, bro. I'm proud of this. But it was really bad when I was young. And she said that, yeah, he's short, fat, and effed up. That shit hurt.
This is why
Do you know how bad that feels?
That's why you got that tough skin. This is why that backbone is so goddamn strong.
I've been through all that shit. I've been through that. Man, nigga, you gonna either fall or you gonna get stronger. How do you think that feels? I've approached women and they nah, I'm good. If you don't like fat dudes, cool, I'll take the L. But
Took me a while.
bro, you gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Shout out to the Love Knock Shadow. Thank you so very much. Yeah. Thank you for taking us to the stars. Knock, member of the $1,000 Club, Mr. Knock Shadow. Knock Shadow says, "Sup, Jody? Sup, bro?" He said, "What's up, E-Man?
What up, big dog?
I hope you guys are well. I like Thunderbolts. There were some problems with it, but overall, I enjoyed my time. I think the movie is good progression in returning to quality movies for the MCU. It's not enough to beat Superman, though, in my opinion." That's right. It's not enough. This is not going to be enough to beat Superman. And that's why, right. Knock Shadow, I am going to have the ultimate Jody Damas moment come Fantastic Four when it comes out. DC over Marvel by 2025. Jody Damas!
You bringing it back, huh?
I've been saying this for 3 years. This is a 3-year prediction, Hemi. Fantastic Four is not going to do it, bro. That's the only movie. We got past Captain America. By the way, I have full realization that Superman can suck too. And if Superman sucks, I don't think I can show my face on YouTube no more, nigga. I don't think, if Superman sucks, I got to go on hiatus. I got to dip. I'm about to be gone.
I need Superman to be better than Jurassic Park that's coming
bro, I'm out of this. That's another topic. Okay. Let's not go Superman. We have a topic of what is Superman's biggest obstacle.
Got you.
Okay, let's save that for another time. But Knock, shout out to him. He identifies that it's not going to be better. He don't think that's enough. Yes, good. And that just goes with how being real about the movie. Thunderbolts surprised me. It's a good movie. I recommend you guys go see it. It's just crazy to think that all the hype was around Sentry. All of the buildup was around Sentry. And their biggest fault was Sentry. They did a good job at actually making the Thunderbolts likable. And that was the hard part. Everyone thought Sentry was going to be the highlight of the movie. And for some people it is. But for me it isn't. It's the low point. They actually got Thunderbolts right. They made Red Guardian cool. I like Red Guardian. I know what he is. He was cool. I liked
Bucky.
I thought that Ghost was pretty cool. Ghost was alright.
You hated Ghost for a while.
I hate Ghost, but not no more. I hated her because she was in that whack Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp is the second worst MCU movie, period.
I think.
And because Ghost is one of those reasons. That movie sucked. And freak Ghost. But here she is. She's decent. Bucky was tight. John Walker, I have some reservations with.
Too much. I think people. First of all, we only met John Walker one time, and a lot of you guys are already sucking off his shit. We only saw him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's it. This man haven't not earned his credit yet. But a lot of y'all like, I want John Walker. He haven't even earned that credit yet. Even in this movie, he still ain't earned that credit yet.
John Walker is a problem right now for me. He's a problem. They're making a mistake with his character, I think.
Hold up now.
I'm just What are you trying to make me not spoil?
You know how
You're the one that needs to
I
not
ain't
spoil,
spoiling
dog.
shit. Hey,
I'm good.
Hey, I learned my lesson.
All
on
right,
that
yeah.
so
Why
many
you
years
trying
ago.
to keep me in check? Keep yourself in check.
Hey,
keep that self in check,
Hey,
motherfucker.
hey.
You just for man using motherfucker.
Hey, why you always talking about me, Tony?
Anyway,
Tony,
bro.
like a motherfucker?
Anyway, back to what I was saying. I think that John Walker is a mistake how they're handling him. But then there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel because there's an after credit scene in the movie that obviously you guys should see. There's 2 of them. And I think it's the second after credit scene that sheds light on John Walker in a potentially positive way and a potentially negative way. That's what BG4 was talking about. Those of you guys who have seen the after credit scene, there's something that involves John Walker. That's kind of alarming, so to say. And I don't know. Oh, Tito, what's up with it, bro? Thanks for the don't know. He says, sorry, Jody, I will always hate Red Guardian. He's funny like M'Baku or Drax. That's what he is. Red Guardian is a dumb, cheesy Homer Simpson goofball idiot mascot Drax. And in that role, I like him because I like Drax.
He was a little bit different in this role, though. I'll say that. And this different in this movie.
Yeah.
It still gave me what I gave me.
Because as Red Guardian, he gives jokes, but he also gives some wisdom and some emotional element. He's a dad.
It makes it look bad, though, because it's kind of like, why did Mother Russia make this clown and buffoon a super soldier? Like, it just makes it look bad. He's supposed to be more of a serious, tactical character.
Oh, he ain't funny like M'Baku or Drax. Oh, he's not. Oh, he said he's not funny.
I don't know what that is. Crazy. But I still say, like I said, that
Baku's a freaking idiot.
And Red Guardian isn't.
I think M'Baku is worse than Red Guardian.
I doubt.
Baku
gets serious when moments get serious.
No. He was serious. He's not serious in Wakanda Forever at all. The only time where he was serious, kind of, when he fought when she turned to the Black Panther, got her powers.
Oh, when
when he raised her hand. He's a joke. They devolved his character. Baku was serious we were chanting his name and doing the quotes. I'm not quoting him from Wakanda Forever. Nobody even remembers what he said in Wakanda Forever.
That's a filth movie.
He's an idiot, bro. No, so M'Baku is the worst of the 3. Because at least Drax and them were that going in. M'Baku devolved from someone that I took seriously into a goofball. And it just hurts more that he's black. It hurts that much more that they did it to the black guy.
But shouldn't it be like a problem that a Russian is more on jokes than being sincere, and he's a super soldier at that much? Like, he's a super soldier. He's like Captain America. They've created another version of Captain America. They could not figure out the base of the formula.
Yeah, he's not.
They rated that point of that.
He's like,
how did he become a super soldier and he's a joke? He's not serious. I can't take him serious. I can't see him as a warrior or see him as a master in arms. I see him as like Grimace from some Sesame Street, bro. He's a joke. He's not somebody that like Bert and Ernie. You don't see him as
I see other people that way too. That's funny. We have that in common.
All right, Grouch. Definitely see you as that Big Bird. Anyway, as I said, I just don't see him as in that point, and that's the problem for me. Like, for real, that's a huge problem for me.
Thank you, Grimace. E-Man, thank you. Appreciate that.
Tight, Elmo.
Elmo kill you. don't mess with Elmo.
Elmo get fucked up.
Elmo kill you. Red Guardian is not Captain America though. There's a gang of super soldiers. You got Red Guardian super soldier, Bucky super soldier, John Walker super soldier, and Captain America. And I'm talking about Steve Rogers, not Anthony Mackie. And I like that I'm liking even more so that Mackie, I should have took the serum. Because if he takes the serum,
fuck Bucky. I should have took that damn.
If Anthony Mackie's Captain America takes the serum,
especially with the skills that he has already,
he's a problem.
Yeah.
With that vibranium suit, he's a problem. But I just want to tell you, the super soldier serum that Red Guardian had is not the real one. It's a watered down, and the one that John Walker got watered down.
Not so much. They enhanced it from Captain America's. They even said that in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I don't think that it was enhanced.
It's enhanced.
They said someone copied it.
Right, but they enhanced it.
I don't think
what
they
Captain America did. That's why they was able to do more with it. So
they didn't. I don't think so, guys. Let me know if you guys
because
that doctor that they found.
I'm going to make it better than Steve Rogers.
But that don't mean he did. Shout out to Knox Shadow for another one. The paper way.
The right way.
Hey, yo, E-Man. You know what to do. I have a busted Achilles. I could stand up. That's about it. Thank you so very much, Knox Shadow. And because I can't get up and celebrate, it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel so bad. But that don't mean a nigga can't celebrate. So I'm coming up with another way that I'm going to show love to the people who show love. You know, I like my whiskey.
50 or 100.
Let's go. This shot's gonna be for you, Knock. I appreciate you, Hemi. Let me see what he said. I agree with your Yelena take. She said one thing, I was almost in tears, bro. She delivers some lines very well. If Ant-Man and the Wasp is your second worst MCU movie, what's the first? I have Thor: Love and Thunder and Captain Marvel way worse in my opinion. So yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder is number 1. Number 2 is Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then number 3 is Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is a better movie than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
Because there's some things in Captain Marvel that has nothing to do with her that I still that are okay. There's nothing in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I don't like that movie, bro. Like,
in that
I still don't see how that made $1 billion.
It didn't. Oh, Captain Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
We know why. Goliath, T.I., the Mexican, the thieves, they were a joke. She was whack. I don't even remember the movie.
Yeah.
I remember Captain Marvel. I remember it like the Krees, Jude Law trying to stop her, lying to her about what she is. The Maria Rambeau, the blood. Yeah, I remember little stuff like that. Cockpit, the eye scratch.
Getting her power from the Tesseract.
I don't remember the plot of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Do you?
No.
Do you? Do y'all? Do y'all remember the plot of Ant-Man and the Wasp? Don't think. I know you don't. It's trash. So that's what. Oh, Knox, he says he does. Fuck. What was it? Please tell me.
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yellow Jacket took his daughter.
No, that was the first one.
His daughter.
That was Ant-Man.
His daughter jumped into the quantum realm.
That was Ant-Man. He took little daughter in Ant-Man.
Okay.
It was Ghost. I believe it was Ghost. I believe in Ant-Man and the Wasp was Ghost. Wasn't it?
EJ! For show! Another one. $50 donation. The paper way!
The right way.
The right way. Taking us to the stars. Interstellar status travel. He says, can you take one more sip of that thing, Jody? Also, I gave Thunderbolts a C+. I got you, my G. That's one for Knock. That's one for my dog EJ. And that's probably going to have to be one for another one right here. Quantum Marvel dropped another 50 on your boy. Let's go. Let's go, Quantum Marvel. Welcome to Jody's Corner, by the way. I think this might be a first time ever donation from him.
What'd he pay?
He says, I think I caused enough trouble in the chat. LOL. Much to love to y'all and the chat. I will never rewatch Captain Marvel or the Marvels. I will rewatch Ant-Man 2 and 3 if I want to watch some jokey jokes. He said he'll never rewatch Captain Marvel or the Marvels. I skipped the Marvels. I never seen
the Marvels either. Ant-Man is good. Ant-Man a B.
I'll watch Ant-Man 3 before that.
3.
Yeah, Quantumania. I'll rewatch that before I watch Captain.
I'm good on Quantumania. I'll watch Ant-Man. I'm not watching.
We're not talking about, no, Ant-Man we think is okay, is good, but Ant-Man 2 and 3 are the ones that are bad.
Not watch Quantumania ever again.
What would you rather watch, Quantumania or Captain Marvel?
I have never seen Captain Marvel. and I don't want to see Captain Marvel.
Yes, you did.
The Marvels.
I said Captain Marvel from 2018.
Oh. It'll probably be Captain Marvel over that shit. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah. Captain Marvel was better than Quantumanium. It was annoying.
Oh shit.
Way better.
I disagree. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thought I was cooking. Nigga. I was wrong. All right. Let's take this time to get some people in the StreamYard. Let's bring them in. I think that there it is. There he is. Yeah, he said this motherfucker said he caused enough trouble in the chat. I see a couple of his shit was crazy. He was calling us DC fanboys.
Fuck.
Yeah. He said we were fanboys. Here he is. He dropped the 50, so it's all good, nigga.
We'll take your money.
No. Hey. I think he's new here. I think he's new here.
Oh, so he don't know yet.
He don't know yet.
He's still an adolescent.
Quantum doesn't realize he just stumbled across the realest pop culture YouTube channel that he's ever going to experience. And we keep it a buck. We give DC claps and we give Marvel claps because I'm fans of both.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Same here.
But now, not everybody on Jody's Corner is like us. There's someone named Marvin X-Files who is definitely a Marvel fanboy.
Yes.
And he's got an issue. All right, let's go ahead and go to the StreamYard to get some of the people who are waiting. I think Trixie was first in line. Let's go ahead.
Well, she got clapped, remember?
She gone.
She got clapped, remember?
I don't think she did. Christian Black, what's up with it, bro?
Long time no see, brother.
What's up?
How's the family? How's the wife?
They good. Yeah, I've been away for a while because like yourself, I'm on crutches too. So.
Oh, what happened to you?
Bro. You got
I fell down a flight of stairs.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, freak! How you do that, bro?
Just walking down the stairs, freak accident.
Oh, did you skip a stair and thought you had it and you skipped it and slipped?
No, everything from my hip to my quad went one way. Everything below my knee went a whole different way.
Was it at work?
No, I was at home. I was on my way to work.
Oh, shit.
And I tore my MCL and did like some meniscus damage possibly.
Damn, bro.
How long ago was that?
Probably about like 2 months, month and a half, 2 months ago.
What's your recovery look like? Can you walk?
It's getting stronger now, but my leg is like really weak because your ACL, MCL, and meniscus all like help bend your knee. And right now, like that's any weight I put on my knee, it's like that's not happening.
Is that one of those conditions where you had to like walk backwards? You couldn't bend your knee to walk forward?
Well, I'm using crutches to still walk up.
Oh, okay.
I'm just now getting to the point to try to walk up the stairs by myself without them. But the problem is my knee keeps popping.
Are you going to physical therapy?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if you were to touch my kneecap, you can feel something underneath my kneecap pop.
Damn.
That's terrible. Sorry you're going through that, bro. I already know you'll be good just like I will, bro. So to the Thunderbolts, what's up, man? What did you think about the movie, bro?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like I said in the chat before we got started, I said it was like a solid B. Like I didn't hate it. I thought it was better than Captain America 4. Like Captain America 4, I was
what? Come on, Chris.
Bro, I didn't care. E-Man, I didn't care for that movie,
Captain
man.
America 4 had a better story.
People like Captain America 4. Like
it better story, action, better scenes. It has some issues, but it was way better than the Thunderbolts.
I got Captain 4 over there.
So look, I'm gonna shut that down with one statement. Both Bucky and Falcon were side characters, but Thunderbolts made Bucky feel like a main character, though he was a side character, while Cap 4 still made Sam feel like a side character in his own movie.
I don't agree with that.
Sam was doing incredible shit.
Then who's the main character?
Bro,
Sam was doing some incredible,
doing cool stuff
with the shield, bro. He was doing things that the original Captain.
I will say this though, real quick. Thunderbolts have better fighting choreography than in Captain America 4. Anthony Mackie, you need to work on your fights. That choreography wasn't that great, especially when I seen the Thunderbolts. It was much better.
That's when I agree. And my thing is like, I think I will say, even from a story standpoint, I think it was better. you know, I think if it would have just been, you know, for instance, if just comparing the movies really quick, if you were to take out all of this stuff with like the quote unquote Giancarlo Esposito's character was supposed to be part of the Serpent Society.
Yeah,
They
we heard
snatched
about
that part.
Yeah.
They snatched that completely out. If they would have actually just not had that in the movie at all and just had the whole thing just about the leader and you getting eventually to the Red Hawk, I think it would have been a much better film. Like the Cat 4 is a tale of two movies. Like half of it is about the Serpent Society, the other half is about the leader. And it's two different films.
The tie-in with the Eternals though, like that was the
but the overall story was fantastic though. Like the overall, it's a large MCU expanding movie. Thunderbolts doesn't expand the MCU. I'm a fan of those, and Captain America 4 is a future MCU movie. It's about the expansion of it. It does a lot, and I like that more.
I like it.
Thunderbolts is very contained.
I agree with you. Thunderbolts is contained, and I think maybe that's the reason why I like it more. Because I feel like and I think this is kind of the problem with the MCU, and maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong about your thoughts about some of the stuff you guys been saying about the MCU, but like with the whole multiverse thing, everything just kind of been going off the rails because quite honestly, they have this whole multiverse saga sucks.
I agree with that.
Like it sucks. It's because like they didn't tell a cohesive story. Everything is everywhere.
Yep.
Yes.
And
it's all over the place.
For once, like it's a movie that's solid. It doesn't suck and it's contained. And it's like, okay, like I think we need to get back in Marvel to telling like, yes, it can tell like an overarching story, but contain it a little bit. Don't break your neck to try to like reach back like 7 years, even though this movie kind of did reach back because it reintroduced us to Ghost, but you know it contained itself and I was like, okay, this is all right. Like it's not trying to.
So you like small scale event? You like small scale movies rather than big event film type of movies? Because that could explain why you have issues with Eternals.
You got issues with Eternals too?
Both, but I like them both.
Don't nobody like Eternals, my nigga. We on a rock. It's 13 people that like Eternals,
Chris,
bro. He's not one of them.
What?
No.
So you like? Do you feel like Thunderbolts? Do you feel like Thunderbolts is better than Eternals?
That movie twice. I tried watching that movie twice, and I still I will say this: I will revisit Eternals before I ever revisit Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's one of the most beautiful looking films. It has some of the best CGI I've ever seen. It's the best looking film. It has a real looking cinematic element and CGI on top of that makes it look even real. Super speed from Makari. Top tier. Icarus, Superman.
Yes.
The freaking story of the Eternals, the angels, gods, demons gave us life. It's the story of the beginning of the universe.
And that's another reason why I like about Captain America 4, because it ties that in. Before they shot that down, it ties that in. Bro, the whole time, as they did it.
Freak you, Apache. you watch it again.
That celestial hand, that body is on Earth. Stuck in the air, bro, and it showed us that the government have been discovering everything from the metal from the body to adamantium and shit, bro.
Yeah. I can't wait for Eternal 2 to come out.
Y'all, it don't really tie in. It ties in the movie, but it doesn't tie in the characters. It loosely ties in the Eternals because it's only dealing with Tiamat. It's not dealing with everything else. Like. You're not dealing with the characters. You're not dealing with Black Knight, who was at the end of at the end of the movie and
Freak
Blade
Black
showed
Knight.
up.
Freak Black Knight.
And the Ebony Blade. You're not dealing with any of that stuff. Like you're only dealing with Tiamat, and you want to know why? Because Tiamat is your vehicle to get adamantium. Because you need to get adamantium in the MCU,
which is what we've seen in Captain America 4. Captain America 4 gave you that, Chris.
Yeah.
Right, but here's the thing, though. Like that. You were like, okay, how am I going to get adamantium in the MCU? And I already made vibranium super powerful as is. Oh, I got this whole thing right here that I haven't used. This giant body that's been hanging out of the water from a movie that half the people don't care about. I'm gonna use that MacGuffin. So
EJ.
so to me, it's just like you use a piece of that movie, but you're not really using and tying the movie. You're loosely tying it. So to kind of answer your question, like I like both, but long as you tie it properly, even with the self-contained movies, right? Even if you have it and it's self-contained and you want to broaden it out a little bit, just like how the MCU first started. It started off self-contained and then they widened the circle out more and more and more and more. And it's like I'm okay with that, but don't just sit there and just start like just going crazy with like random stuff that just don't make sense. Like for instance, the stuff with Miss Marvel, they had the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi. We ain't seen Shang-Chi in forever. And then had that post-credit scene and then was like, oh yeah, that ties to Miss Marvel, a show that nobody watched or cared about.
Yes.
All
I
know
agree.
is
You're
that-
making
and that-
points.
yeah.
The MCU's all effed up. And these
Right,
last
but
two movies brought some levity back.
It tied
Right, but
it
that's
tied
what
in
I'm saying is my problem.
about the Hulk when he got injured after in an Endgame. You know, everything else with that too, because we saw Bruce Banner with his brace on his arm when they was talking about Shang-Chi and stuff like that. So that's like post after everything that happened.
Yeah, and so that's my issue. It's just like we just kind of everywhere, and like I like the fact that Thunderbolts for once was like, okay, we've done too much for the last several years. Let's go back to basics. Let's go back to what made us good to begin with, which was drawing us back in. We can reference some stuff, but for right now, let's draw us back in right now for a little bit. Let's tell this story and let's get ourselves back to some common sense. I will agree really quick to what you said with the Sentry. I didn't like the Sentry. I thought I was gonna like it. I was really hoping to like the Sentry.
Same.
Let me ask you
Like,
quick,
especially when you
real
know the
quick.
story about
Let
him.
me ask you about the Sentry, and then we'll move on to the next caller. We got people waiting. Why didn't you like Sentry?
I didn't like. I hate the suit. I didn't, and this is just because I know about the comic book character. Though I like what they were trying to do with Sentry and Void, I think they missed the mark on some things.
A lot of marks.
I also think they.
A lot of marks.
I also think they didn't have enough time to flush out Sentry and Void's relationship.
Facts. I agree.
And to do a whole thing about depression and things like that with and tying all that stuff together, you ran out of time.
Yeah. And it's
That's why I think the movie should have been longer. I wanted more. When I got to the end, I said, "Dang, it's over already." They did a really good job with the pacing of this movie, man. The pacing was nice. I was entertained throughout until most of that third act, but I wanted more, and that's a W, man.
I felt like they should have gave us more Sentry. They never gave us any Void or anything like that. You feel me?
Yeah, but E-Man, Sentry's trash. Even Sentry without Void is trash. You seen the movie, dog?
But he's really not. But here's the thing, though, Jody. He's not though, and that's the issue.
What do you mean he's not? Are you talking about the comics or are we talking about the movie?
Well, I'm talking about just from a comic book aspect.
From what he did,
we can't put comics on this because he was doing.
But here's
the things that he was doing in this movie was kind of tight.
It was tight. Yeah.
What I suspect is I do disagree with you though. I don't think the Russos are going to use Sentry. I think instead of Sentry, they may use another character called Hyperion, because both Hyperion
the next
and
Superman,
Sentry
they about the same.
There are Marvel's version of Superman,
yes.
and they just blew it with Sentry.
Yeah, but the actor who's supposed to be playing Sentry has been greenlit that he is going to be in the Doom 2. So
yeah, like he may be in there, but if you in a scene for like a minute and a half, you was technically in the movie. Like
yeah, but I think they're gonna actually use him in this. I don't think they're just gonna have him just be like a sit-on character, you know, like a stand-on.
Yeah, I get. But don't be surprised if you see somebody and they cast them as like a Hyperion.
I would love
or,
that.
like,
That
some
would be
mystery
fire. I would
character,
love that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you right now,
He's Superman, bro.
Sentry gonna get pushed to the sideburn.
I think I disagree with both of you fans. You guys are talking too much fanboy for me. I don't understand this language.
Fanboy.
Because you guys have to understand, don't nobody know these characters outside of niggas who read comic books. You need to bring him into the MCU. They look at the mistake they made with Sentry. You threw a guy in who don't know nothing about, and look at him, he whack. You can't do that with Hyperion. You cannot do that unless you slowly introduce them and put respect on their name
I agree
before
with
you
that.
bring them in.
I agree with that.
You can't just throw in, oh, this character is
I
this.
agree with that. I agree
You
with that.
can't do that, bro.
I
Like,
agree with
especially in
that.
the MCU, bro. Like, no. I think that time needs to be manifest before we do that. Chris, I hope you get a lot better, bro. I'm sure you will. Thank you for calling in
Shout out
and
to you,
chiming
Chris,
in,
bro.
Always a pleasure.
All right, have a good one.
Peace
You
out,
too.
brother. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go to John C. Wooten. Mr. John C. Wooten, you look like you're ready to speak, brother. Have you seen Thunderbolts?
You know what topic we're talking about?
No, because it does not give me anything to actually go there. Plus, it's already been confirmed that most of the actors in this movie are just going to be in Doomsday anyway.
So then,
we know
why are
they're
you
all
calling
gonna-
in if you haven't seen Thunderbolts? Why are you calling in if you haven't seen the movie? We're talking about Thunderbolts right now.
Yeah, bro, you kind of like wasting time on this one, man.
Oh, and I thought you guys missed me.
I did miss you. I did miss you.
Yeah.
We did miss you, John.
But we're on a topic right now. Yeah, we're in a topic, bro. Yeah.
My thing is, John, why didn't you ever call in when I had my phone number? I thought that you didn't like me no more.
When did I say that?
You know, there's things like if you don't call me, I feel like you don't want to talk to me. Like I had a number for like 4 months and you didn't call in not one time. You got a phone? Why you can't call me? You act like you miss me, but you ain't miss me.
Hey, look, I've been busy. Okay.
Oh, that's what you gonna say? Oh, you've been busy? I don't. Oh,
look,
yeah.
No, look. It's just my job. Okay. It's been really hectic and very mental straining on me.
I gotta tell you, I feel a little bit neglected in this relationship we have.
Plus, I've also been a little busy. Surprise, getting my first book published.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna say girlfriend. I
thought to say marriage.
He got his book. All right, yeah. John got a book published. All right.
No, I mean, if you know, this is actually the One Ring, just with a blue coating.
Is that a
From
ring?
Lord of the Rings?
Is that a ring? Oh, it's a Lord of the Rings ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically the One Ring, just with a blue coloring. Also, if you want my opinion on what superhero movie I'm more hyped for, whether Thunderbolts or say Superman, I think this says everything.
DC rises,
yeah,
John.
all right.
DC rises, John.
But John, come back next time, bro, with our next topic, bro, for sure.
Okay. It's about Superman.
Yep. Thanks, John.
There you go.
My girl Trixie, my UK. Hey, I got a UK piece.
I'm not blocked on the stream yard then. That's nice, isn't it?
No, hey Trixie, we don't know who did this to you. We are gonna find out.
I'm gonna find out what happened. I'm gonna get to the bottom of what happened to you.
Because nobody should have blocked you.
I want
It's been like 3 weeks, and I only proper checked it all out today. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely blocked, but that's not the point. Anyway,
let me give y'all a little introduction to my little piece out there in the UK, man. That's my lady right there. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I pull up on the UK, you know that's my girl. So Trixie, what's up?
100%. Well, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. So, you know what? I don't go out and watch films, to be fair, but obviously, like, I've been in between moving and whatnot. But it pops up on my app today. And I fucking got about 20 minutes into it before I fucking got called into work early, which absolutely fucking snapped me. But from the first 20 minutes of it, to be quite fair, I was actually quite impressed because obviously they are nobody characters, and I was like, I watched Eternals, and I was like, oh, here we go. But I was quite impressed with the first 20 minutes, so I am actually gonna watch it again tomorrow, which is great. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. So that's basically, I just wanted to have a pop for being fucking blocked in the chat and then kind of go like, I've seen 20 minutes of it and I liked it so far. So we'll see.
This is Eternals you're talking about, right?
One.
No, she said
no, Bolts.
Thunderbolts.
So
the Thunderbolts. Okay, I thought you said Eternals just now.
So then I was like, when I was watching Bolts, I was like, is it going to be a bit that way? But I got 20 minutes into it and I was like, actually, I kind of enjoyed it. And then I got called into work, which snaps me. So I am going to rewatch it tomorrow because it is up on my app. But that's all I have to say about that topic, and I will let you jump to the next one.
All right,
Trixie.
Thanks, Trixie Pooh. Trico.
What's up, Trico?
What's up? What's up?
Chilling, bro. We're talking. I think that Thunderbolts is a success. I liked it. I recommend people go see it. I wouldn't recommend people go see IMAX, 3D IMAX, paying $25 and $30 a ticket. I don't think it's worth that because the sound production value is not that great, but it's a good time.
I
What do you
disagree
think?
about the success part, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this, bro. I don't know if the Thunderbolts is gonna make a lot of money this weekend, dog.
It's not a success.
Our theater was empty, and then somebody else told me he had in the comment section he had 20 people in his theater.
The Thunderbolts got problems. It's a lot of problems in that movie, bro. Let's get that shit together. Let's get that shit straight. It's a lot of problems in those movies, and how, for somewhat too, how they portray these characters. It's also a problem.
You're just a little mark. All right, Trico, what did you think?
Okay, first off, what you say, Jody? You are correct. Only those who are like AMC members or like Regal members should only go to like Adobe, IMAX, and stuff like that. Everybody else that's not like a paid member, don't go see it at Adobe IMAX. Don't waste that money yourself. Just go to like a matinee. If you're not in a rush to go see it, just like a regular screening. And to E-Man's point, he is right, but I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah,
but there was, but that fight scene with Sentry, I was like, "What are y'all doing? It's like y'all fighting Homelander. What is going on?"
That's a little spoiler. That was a little spoiler, Trico.
A little bit.
That was bro. You gotta hold up what you said on that one.
Now, be careful.
Yeah, that was a spoiler, Trico. You gotta be careful with that. That was a spoiler.
Well,
Some people probably saw it on YouTube, so
but we can't. Yeah, but we gotta give him a shot. Let's give him a shot to go see. So, did you? What is your grade for the movie? Did you like the movie?
I gave it a B minus.
Oh,
same grade that I give it. Do you think that Sentry was a success or a fail?
It was a mid. To me, Sentry, like I said, he was like Homelander mixed with the Enchantress. Like if you see like the David Ayer Suicide Squad, like you'll see what I'm talking about. And then when he was like Bob, he was reminding me of freaking Adam Warlock, like don't know where he's at or just like out of his mind, nowhere, stuff like that. That's the best way I could describe Bob and Sentry together.
Do you think that we should get Sentry pushed in the future? Do you see him as a long-standing character in the future of the MCU?
or do you see him as a lost cause now?
No, it's a lost cause. No.
Yeah, we need to move on from him. He's a problem. He's a storytelling nightmare.
And they ruined what the character could have been. It's like, what is the point of making this?
I don't think so.
Character?
I gotta be honest. I think Sentry's trash.
Like,
I think Sentry's trash in the comics as well.
Nah.
No. That type of character doesn't bode well. That it probably works in comics because you could just bullshit all your way with comic book bullshit. But when you try to translate something like that into a live action film, that type of stuff doesn't work.
It's because they did the switch. And that's
but
why the
switch
storyline
happens in the comics,
right? But before you get that, you get the main person first. It's too early. Trico's right. It's too early,
bro,
to get that. We should have got
name one character in movies that's dope that takes over two things in one body that's tight.
Well,
there is none.
There's only what was Jean, and then they kind of
yeah. What we think about Jean?
They fumbled the box with the Phoenix. We never.
Right.
She was already evil. Remember? They ain't show her good. She was already messed up.
We're about to get another example of that in Fantastic Four with Sue Storm. The Malice. Get ready. We're about to see another freaking Sentry within Sue Storm. She has that dark inner character Malice that she can't wait to bring out. She's about to be annoying, my nigga. Sue Storm's about to be trash, and it's because they're gonna utilize her having another identity, another thing within her body, causing havoc for Reed and the whole family. And I think Malice was going to help beat Silver Surfer.
Man, we're just going to have to wait until July and see what they do with the Fantastic Four.
Factual. All right, then, Trico. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, there it is. There you have it.